Welcome to the Grit and Grind, Daryl. It is week 11, and I am so excited this week because it's my favorite week of football. It's the witching hour.
Yes, it is.
It is also teams playing for conference championships.
Yep, big time.
Teams playing for playoff seeding. Some teams want to play spoiler, but Daryl, you not only is that it's week 11, but it's also my favorite week. You know what it is?
What is it?
It is Kick or Treat week on the Grit and Grind. Daryl, tell me what we got this week.
We got coaches interview.
Come on.
We got players rewind.
Come on.
And we also got marquee games and the primetime game for the Nash County champs.
It's a lot of rivalries this week. You're watching the Grit and Grind, the hottest and best high school football show in the ENC.
Here we go.
Welcome to the Grit and Grind week 11, Kick or Treat week right here. Some people going trick or treat, but on Friday night, it's Kick or Treat. If you're playing football, you're trick or treating. Daryl, big week right here.
Big time week. Rivalry week coming up. Some of the last games for a lot of teams for regular season.
Got that inventory Monday coming up for some of these teams.
It's coming up. But before we can talk about that, we got to go back from last week. We had some major games last week.
Big games in week 10, Daryl. And the first one I got to go to in the rewind with is one that we got to talk about. Let's get ready to take a look at it on the Grit and Grind Rewind. Daryl, that game was for the Tar Rolling No Conference Championship title on the line.
This was tough.
If you was in Gaston, North Carolina, and you was at this game, you was at the right place. It could have been anywhere else in Gaston, but you should have been there because this was a game for the ages.
Yes.
We were not there, but we have heard so much chatter from both teams, KIPP Pride and Warren County, Daryl. 30-28, KIPP Pride was able to defend the home turf and stay undefeated. But Daryl, when you look at this game, tell me a little bit about it. I'm going to give you some of my notes.
I'm telling you, it was a game that, like you said, Warren County started off strong early in this game. It looked like Warren County was going to be able to take care of business and come out, but KIPP Pride showed back up late and was able to come out with a good win. And this was a tough, I mean, if you're Warren County, this was tough for you, but what you have to do is one game, you got another game, put it behind you, and you got another game coming up this week that you got to focus on. Playoffs is right around the corner, and you just want to get ready for that.
Daryl, that KIPP Pride defense, we talked about it last week. It was kids like Pearson, Gregory, Terry, and I guess his twin brother, the other Terry, all on that defense. Pierce Johnson, and I'm going to try to say this kid's name right, Gregory Experience, all on that offense, just running the ball. KIPP had a great night. But like you said, if you're Warren County, nailed by the loss, nothing to be worried about. It's going to happen. Congratulations to KIPP Pride, and also shout out to Mr. Chris Ellis, who dropped in on the Grit and Grind's DM on the Grit and Grind podcast CNC. If you're not following us on Instagram, go do that right now and then come back to the show. But shout out to Mr. Chris Ellis, who let us know that KIPP Pride won, and shout out to the KIPP Pride coaches who kind of let us know, hey, we're watching the Grit and Grind. KIPP Pride, let's get together, let's do something. We definitely want to get you on the show more. So coach and staff, if you're watching this, reach out to us so we can get you on. Daryl. Then that next game in the rewind.
Next game in the rewind.
Another one.
Big time game.
Franklin County.
You're talking about the Boone Wildcats.
And football.
Old school football. And in this game, you know, you playing at Bunn.
Yes.
Rival game, and Bunn was able to take care of business.
They were solid.
They were solid. You know, it started with a quarterback playing Rice. He had over 116 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Then their running game with Kearney, Smith, Tyler Perry. He had 148 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. So Bunn was doing what they wanted to do. Wide receiver Cook, 2 touchdowns in that game. And their defense played good because you playing a Lewisburg team that
was
undefeated, averaged over 30 points a game.
Yes.
And you was able to hold them, and you was able to hold them down to 19. Shout out to their defense player Quinn. He had over 8 tackles in that game as well.
Daryl, I saw something about this Bunn game that really stood out to me when I looked at this season. Bunn right now is 4-0 at home. They protect the house. Protect the house. That's one thing you talk about week 1 is we want to protect the house.
And they was able to do
that. They protect the house.
And right now they're sitting at number 1 in the Quad County Conference. And if you're Lewisburg, this is one game. You got one more game.
You got one more game. You got playoffs.
Yeah, this coming.
After that,
playoffs off of that. So if you're Lewisburg, you just want to focus on what you got ahead of you. And I know this was a tough loss, but you got more games coming ahead. And so you got some good plays out of McKnight for Lewisburg.
Yes.
He had 3 touchdowns in the game. So there's a lot of positive that you can look at. If you're both teams, actually.
Right, because if you're Bun, you're moving in the right direction. But if you're Lewisburg, now you go back and say, we've been on a good streak. We ran up against a hot Bun team at their house that night.
Yep.
They hit us with everything they had, and we just could not answer the bell. But guess what, Lewisburg? You're still a good team.
Well, that's what
Don't let this loss make you feel like you're not a good team. You're still a good team. And, Daryl, I'm going to say this because somebody from Bun stopped by my job today to talk about this game. They went to the game Friday night, and they said it was rocking.
Yeah.
You could hear both crowds, Bun and Lewisburg, at the Food Line parking lot across the street.
Yeah,
That's how loud it was.
I can believe that.
And they told me to tell you that you are right when we say this every week on the Grit and Grind.
What's that?
That old Bun Pride is back in the town of Bun.
Okay.
It's back. He said it's back.
It's back.
Shout out to my guy. You know exactly what I am. He told me not to reveal his name, but he came by there and talked to me about the Bun football. Daryl, our next game right here was Grit and Grind.
Prime time.
Game of the week last Friday night in Firebird Stadium, senior night for the Firebirds. The Firebirds were unable to win on senior night. They lost 21-34 to their rival, the biggest rival in the county, Northern Nash.
And
here come the Firebirds.
Firebirds coming out. They was excited, ready to play, like you said, senior night. And here come Northern Nash, also ready to play focused because this is a big-time conference game for them. And if you're Northern, you started off where you wanted to. You got Eben running right there for a touchdown. And then with Southern Nash,
got J-Rock,
Hartfields. And the thing is, if Hartfields was healthy in this game, we don't know what outcome.
We don't know the outcome could be. But it could have been the same thing. You see him right on that big run.
Yeah.
It could have been a different outcome. It could have been the same outcome, but that's a question.
That's the question.
But if you're Northern Nash, you won a good game.
You won a good game, and, you know, with some of the players for Southern Nash, with Battle, he had 78 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Number 2, Lyons right there, you know, he had a touchdown as well. So Southern was battling, and even at halftime, this game was at 14-14. It was tied up. But then again, you see Eben breaking out for the big play in the third quarter that opened up that third quarter. And I think that was that play that kind of set it off for to get Northern Nash where they are with the win at 34-21.
Well, Darryl, we talked about that one play right there you just saw with Eben.
Yeah.
To me, when they came back and ran that play with Northern Nash, it's like Southern Nash now said, we went in tied at halftime. We knew they were going to get a big play, but not an explosive play for a touchdown. If you're Southern Nash, you get a bye this week because you get a bye and you can weekly conference play. You got a bye at the last week of the season. And you now get a chance to give folks to get ready for the playoffs.
That's it.
If you're Northern Nash, you got one more game to win to make yourself the undisputed Grit and Grind Nash County champs that we'll be talking about later on in the Grit and Grind show. Daryl, all 3 games were good games this week. The Southern Northern, our primetime game. That Warren County KIPP Pride nail-biter game right there. And Bun and Lewisburg game. All those good games. But before we move on, let's go hear from the players of the game from Northern Nash that night, Bam and Quay from Northern Nash Knights. Welcome back to the Grit and Grind Tournament Friday's Grit and Grind Prime Time Players of the Game. We got Bam and Quay. Congratulations, young man, being tonight's Grit and Grind Players of the Game. Back all over the field. Every time Southern Nash feels like they're getting ready to stop you, you're able to get a first down. Just tell me, how many have to sound tonight running the ball for Northern Nash?
Trusting the process, trusting the line, just in the momentum on the side.
And on the defensive side of the ball, you made a big-time interception. Southern Nash had the momentum. They was coming back a little bit, and you made a big play. What was you thinking when you made that play?
When saw it coming toward you, I'll pop. Got it. Got the pitch, you know what I'm saying? I feel good about it. Right.
Once again, y'all, congratulations on being tonight's Grit and Grind Players of the Game, Bam and Quay. We'll be in Northern Nash next week to watch y'all play Rocky Mountain. And guys, before y'all leave, I mean, somebody's will have to wear some Northern Nash that you on the show. One y'all heard. Quit, y'all can get Northern Nash, right? Garbage. Well, you know, it is what it is. Back to the studio. You watch the Grit and Grind. Deryl, want to thank Bam and Quay for the great interview Friday night. And we got some messages we got to relate to you.
That's what I'm hearing.
You heard that one right there from Bam and Quay on Friday night. But we got a few more we're going to relate to you. But before we relay those messages, let's go here for the winning coach today, our good friend, Coach Farriss, the head coach of Northern Nash Knights. Welcome back to the Grit and Grind podcast. Coach Farriss, congratulations on the hard-fought win tonight in Southern Nash. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Always hard-fought when we play these guys. These guys always bring it. Really great program, good football team. Hard-nosed, really tough when we play them all the time. Glad to get a good win tonight.
Coach, how do you feel getting a good win in Southern Nash right now?
It's always good. I tell you what, all day long, it's always stressful just knowing it's going to be a dogfight. It's almost like you just dread because you know it's going to be a dogfight. But then when you get to game time, you just kind of get in game mode and, it gets exciting. And, obviously at halftime, it was just, knotted at 14. And, we just knew we were going to have to play good in the second half. And our guys did a good job with that.
And Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, second half, y'all showed up, made big-time plays. What was the message that you sent the team at halftime?
Yeah, I felt like we kind of shot ourselves in the foot some in the first half. They definitely made some plays, but we felt like we kind of had some blown assignments. So we really didn't make any adjustments, just to the matter of executing what we were supposed to do and just, make sure we didn't blow those assignments and make those mistakes, and I think we did that the second half.
Well, Coach, once again, congratulations on another win. And we were told by the coaching staff that somebody next week got to wear a Northern Nash helmet on the Grit and Grind show. I think he'll look good in that. Kelly Green want to go.
Yeah, I think he would. We can get him a nice gold one. We can let him wear the golden dome, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. We'll get him one. Now, back to the studio. Daryl, every year, when this team plays in Northern Nash beats, last year you wore the jersey.
I wore the jersey.
You had to get here with the jersey all week because you didn't want to do the show last year. Hey, go back and watch Grit and Grind last season at this game. I had to literally beg him to come in the studio. I said, get on in here. Come on. People want to talk to you.
Southern Nash alum wearing a Northern Nash jersey. Yes,
hey, Coach Farriss said you look good in that Kelly Green last year.
We'll be doing something later on in the show.
Oh, yeah, you got to put that helmet on. Northern Nash fans, I have not forgotten. It is penciled in this production line today that Daryl will put on the helmet. So please don't act like it will happen today. Good game for Northern Nash, Daryl. A good game as they continue their campaign to defend their championship, the Nash County Grit and Grind Nash County Championships. And if you sell, like we said, you get a bye week, you get healed up, rest up. Injury bug has pretty much hurt Southern the past 3 weeks. You get now to get everybody back healthy and start your push and playoff.
That's it.
We are getting ready to hop into a commercial break, and then we'll be right back here on the Grit and Grind to find who was this week's Coach Marlon Lee Grit and Grind Players of the Week. Watch the Grit and Grind on Studio 67.
You are now watching Grit and Grind on Studio 67.
Discover your purpose in science. Determined to help others heal. Ignite your purpose through culinary creativity. Fuel your purpose in technology and innovation. Your purpose starts here at Nash. Visit nashcc.edu.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind, the best high school football show in the eastern side of North Carolina. Now it's time to find out who was this week's Coach Marlon Lee Player of the Game. Daryl, who was this week's Grit Player of the Week?
Shawn, this week's Grit player is coming out of Nash County, and that is from Nash Central Bulldogs, number 52, Avery Flowers. He's physical, fast, and he just makes plays for the Bulldogs. And he's got over 4 interceptions with over 65 total tackles, and he's only a sophomore.
Wow.
So he's going to be a big part of this program in the next couple of years for Coach Lee and them. So, again, this week's Grit player is Avery Flowers out of Nash Central Bulldogs. Shawn, who's that grind player of the week?
The grind player this week, Daryl, and you went to the dog pound in Nash Central.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to the dog pound in Raleigh out of Southeast Raleigh. Mr. Chrisman Duck Freeman.
Yep.
They told us his nickname was Duck at the game. He comes from Coach Campbell's offense, and Coach Campbell's offense is all about running the ball, spreading the ball, getting those first downs, and that's what Christian has been able to do this entire season for Southeast Raleigh. Right now, he is a captain on the team as a junior. He has 986 yards rushing.
Ooh, okay.
He's ranked number 174 in the state, and he's ranked number 19 in the 7A division of football. and he scored 8 touchdowns on the season. I see why they call him Duck. Yeah. We saw why they call him Duck. Because when he runs the ball, either you're going to duck or get out of the way because he's going to run you over because he sees the end zone. We would like to thank Mr. Avery Flowers and Christian Freeman for being this week's Coach Marley Grit and Grind Players of the Week. You're watching the Grit and Grind right here on Studio 67. We're going to take a brief commercial break, and then we'll be back for the Grit and Grind Marquee Game of the Week and that Grit and Grind Primetime Game of the Week. You're watching the Grit and Grind on Studio 67.
You're watching Grit and Grind on Studio 67!
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind. Like we said, it's week 11. It's the witching hour. A lot of teams still trying to get in. Some teams trying to play spoilers because they don't want their season to end. And some teams are now playing for playoff seed and conference titles. But, Daryl, we got a big game over there in Wilson County.
Got a big game.
The game.
Yeah. This is the game. But before we say that, we want to just give a shout out to Southern Nash and Northern Nash cheerleaders for bringing us back in today.
Daryl, the game we got over there is no other than 7-2 Hunt. Heading down the road, maybe 5 to 10 minutes bus ride to play 4-5 Fike, their oldest rivalry in Wilson County. We dub this the game in Wilson County because it packs both stands.
Yeah.
But Daryl, before we can even give you our take on the game, because we've been for one of them,
definitely been.
Big game, we got to go hear from both coaches. So let's go hear first from our good friend, head coach of Hunt High School, Coach Juan Jackson. He's getting his Warriors prepared to take the road trip to go play the Fike Golden Demons. Welcome back to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner. With us this week, Daryl, we have our good friend, head coach of Hunt High School, Coach Juan Jackson. Coach Jackson, glad to have you back in the Coaches Corner on the Grit and Grind, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, Hunt coming off another big win in conference play against Rocky Mountain last week. Let's just talk a little bit about that game before we preview this game coming up. That's the big game. It is the game in Wilson County coming up. So what was Hunt able to do against this Rocky Mountain team? Just slow down a very hot Rocky Mountain team.
Defensively, we were able to contain their running game. We put in a couple of schemes to slow them down and just try to contain those backs that they had that are so fast. And so, things worked out for us, for the most part. We just had too many penalties, not any miscues, but just penalties, too many penalties that we can correct. But that was a tough Rocky Mountain team. We just played well overall in all 3 phases of the game. We were able to score points. Kicking game was on point, and the defense was solid.
And Coach, like Shawn was saying, you got a big game coming up this week. How do you bring that momentum from the game you just beat, as far as in Rocky Mount, into the game you got coming up on Friday night?
Well, it's a lot at stake. Bragging rights first and foremost. With this game, you throw out the records. The records are irrelevant because these kids grew up together. They know one another, and it's just a big rivalry. The entire city and town is excited about seeing the game. So, again, in this game, mistakes and miscues will beat you. I don't care if you're the better team or the worst team, but you got to play exceptionally well in all 3 phases of the game and not beat yourself. So that's what we plan on doing, and just taking it, one day at a time in regards to preparation.
Well, Coach, like you said, this is the game right here in Wilson County. Fike and Hunt, you said it best. Kids been growing up together all their lives. They played Pee Wee together, played at the rec league together, whether it's football, basketball, other sports. What is the preparation that you're going to do to get these guys ready before they go over Friday night and head over to Fike to play this game? Is there anything different you're going to change without giving up all the X's and O's? Just mentally, how are you preparing the kids mentally?
First and foremost, stay off social media. Don't listen to all the outsiders, because don't listen to the naysayers. Just keep trusting and believing in ourselves. So, it's tough trying to get them mentally prepared for a game like this, but we're not going to change anything. We're going to do what we do best, and just again take it day by day, and everything else will take care of itself.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming by the Grit and Grind Coach Corner this week. And Hunt kids, you heard Coach Juan. Stay off the Grit and Grind this week and get ready for this game on Friday night. Coach, we appreciate you like always, and we'll be seeing Hunt and the Warriors as the season continues on with the playoffs, Coach.
Thank you.
Daryl?
Yeah.
We just heard from Coach Juan.
We heard Coach, and just like Coach said, you know,
do
you
what?
throw the record books out. It
Throw it
don't
out.
matter.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
This is
a
the
rival
game.
In Wilson County, and this is one of those games you got Hunt, Fike, and you just want to get that win.
You do. It's bragging rights.
So Coach Juan said it best.
Stay on social media.
That's it.
Get
Stop
focused.
watching us.
Get focused. Get your mind on football, son. But Darryl, we also had a chance to go talk to our other friend, head coach of Fike High School, Coach Rocky Lewis. Let's go hear what Coach Lewis is doing as his Golden Demons prepare to play a good Hunt team at their house where they're going to have the fans in the backyard on their side.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner. With us this week, we have our good friend, Coach Rocky Lewis, head coach of Fike High School. Coach Lewis, welcome to the Grit and Grind Coach's Corner, sir.
It's good to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Glad to have you, sir. Fike coming in on a 2-game win streak, a big win against Southern Wayne 2 weeks ago, 48-12. A big win against CBA caught last week, I believe 40-34, I believe. So just tell me, how's Fike been able to get 2 good wins back-to-back leading up to this big game, which we like to call the game over in Wilson County?
Yeah, we were coming off a stretch here playing 3 really tough teams in Rocky Mount, Northern Nash, and Southern Nash, and thought that we got a little better each game through that, and started overcoming some injuries and getting people back healthy. And so to go to Southern Wayne and have a good bounce back from that tough 3-game stretch, really 4-game stretch, and then follow that up this past week with CBA Cock, it's kind of got us back on track to where we need to be, which leads into the biggest game of the season versus Hunt. And so we're excited.
Coach, looks like that defense really has been stepping up on some defensive ends over there in the past 2 games. Just tell me how your defense been able to control the ball against a good Southern Wayne Saints team and a good CBA Cock Golden Falcons team.
Yeah, CBA Cock is not they're not the kind of team that their record reflects. They are a good team, and they play hard, and they wanted that win just as bad as anybody. But we felt like we played a balanced game because we were down 7-6.
Okay.
And they're in their second drive offensively, CBA Cock, and we get a pick 6 by one of our linebackers, Devarian Archie. And Devarian took it 50 yards and had help with some blocks down the way. But to me, that kind of set the tone.
Right.
For that game, and that was, to me, that was the play of the game. That allowed us to get ahead, and it allowed our defense to settle down. And so defense really stepped up. That fourth quarter, we had some breakdowns and allowed them to. We went back and forth, touchdown for touchdown. But in the overtime, they had 4 solid plays back to back to back, and then blocked a field goal in overtime, and then offense goes in and scores the first play on our possession to win the game. And so, yes, proud that the defense has progressed. We're going to need them to come in this week because Hunt brings a very potent and powerful offense in here Friday night. So we got to step it up to be able to contain those guys.
Well, Coach, not giving up the X's and O's, but we know Friday night is the game, the biggest game in Wilson County, Hunt and Fike, when you both clubs get together to play. But, Coach, without giving up your X's and O's and what you're planning, how are you planning to get the boys mentally ready this week, lead up to this big game?
I'm not sure that we have to get them mentally ready.
Okay.
As soon as the horn blew in that CBA Cock game, they started thinking and talking about Hunt. And so, you know, that they grew up with each other. They know each other. It's a city rivalry. and they're excited. So there's no motivation needed on our part to get them ready. We've got our hands full because, like I said, they are a good team. Hunt is balanced. They've got a very strong, powerful offense led by their quarterback and running back. But then also you look at their defense. Their defense gets after it. They're very aggressive. They come after you. Our offense has kind of been our catalyst this year, but we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested this Friday, and then in special teams, they've got a great kicker, the Shrine Bowl kicker and Will Dahl. And so they're a balanced team. And so we're going to have to play our best to make it a good game and try and come out with that win.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming by the Grit and Grind Coach Corner this week. Best of luck to you and the Golden Demons of Fike on Friday night as you play Hunt. And Coach, we'll be stopping by Fike very soon, sir. Appreciate you coming by.
Shawn, thanks to you and Deryl for all that you guys do to promote football in Eastern North Carolina. You do a great job.
We appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daryl, we just heard from Coach Rocky Lewis, head coach of the Fike High School Golden Demons. And for a lot of people, this is the biggest game in Wilson County because it's ties Hunt and Fike. It's the last game of the season before playoffs start. Now, there's no disrespect because Bedfield also say when they play Hunt and Fike, it's the biggest game of their season.
Definitely.
But for a lot of people in the Wilson area, this is the game because it determines playoff seasons. It brings a lot of people out. And it just determines who's going to go up in the season, who's going to go down. And a lot of times, the conference championship is on the line for this game.
It's on the line, but at the end of the day, it's a rival game.
It is.
Like Coach Rocky said, you got guys that grew up with each other.
That's right.
From elementary school all the way up, playing in this game. So this is just a rival game, regardless what that record
Old school rival game.
Yeah, old school.
Well, Daryl, we just heard from both coaches, and I think both of them pretty much just gave the keys to victory.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for us to go back and rehash all that out because both of them told us what they have to do to have their team prepared to come out and win on Friday night. So, Daryl, without further ado, let's get to the Grit and Grind.
Prime time.
Game of the week right here in Nash County. Another old rivalry in Nash County. Rocky Mount and Northern Nash Knights. Rocky Mount 7-2, taking a 10-minute bus ride from the city of Rocky Mount, heading over to go to Death Valley to play the 8-1 Northern Nash Knights.
Yeah, big-time game, and they're playing for our trophy.
The Nash County Grit and Grind Championship is on the line. The reigning defending champs, Northern Nash, would like to retain that. But if you talk to some of the Griffons in Rocky Mount, they want to play sport that night.
I mean,
they said it's ready for that trophy to come to Rocky Mount.
This game last year went
into overtime. Man, that was a game.
Rocky Mount was right there to make that play, but
one play away.
One play away, that's it.
A lot of people in Rocky Mount say it's time for that trophy to come pay a visit to the city of Rocky Mount. But without that, Daryl, let's go hear from our good friend, Coach Farriss, as he's getting his Knights ready for another good classic home game against their rival Rocky Mount. Welcome back to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner. With me today, I have our good friend, Coach Farriss, head coach of the Northern Nash High School football team. Coach Farriss, welcome back to the Coaches Corner again, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to be with you.
Yes, sir, Coach. Coming off a good win against Southern Nash, just tell me last week, how were you able to come off such a good win down there at Firebird Stadium, leading up to the Grit and Grind Nash County Championship this week against Rocky Mount?
Well, it was definitely a good win for us, and Southern Nash played really hard and really well, and we did too, and made the plays we needed to. I figured at halftime it was obviously close, tied at 14, and I didn't expect anything any different. But I was really proud of our guys to be able to pull away in the second half and really make the plays that they needed to. It's always tough to win on the road, but that's what I told them we were going to have to do at some point in time. You're going to have to go into somebody else's house and win a game. And they did that. So I was really proud of the guys for that. And kudos to Southern Nash, just played a really good game as well.
Coach, now leading up to this game right for the Grit and Grind Nash County Championship, just preparation this week of what you get your players ready for this game on Friday night, which will be, I believe, Northern Nash Senior Night on Friday night at Northern Nash.
It will. Yep. Last home game. So it'll be senior night for sure. Obviously, the third of 3 really tough games in a row. And really it's just the one that, comes down to it. It's the last week of the season. Everything that, we've done so far, here we are at the very last week, and we're ready for that and trying to get ready for that. And then obviously we've got such a tough opponent, conference opponent, county rival, all of that rolled into one with Rocky Mount, and what a good season they have had. And, we knew it was going to come to this at some point in time to be able to play them. and it's going to be tough. They're going to play really well. I'm sure they are. Obviously, they came off a disappointing loss last week to Hunt, but they are still a really good football team, and we know that they're a really good football team, and it's going to be really tough for us. So just trying to prepare ourselves mentally for the challenge that it's definitely going to be.
Well, Coach, we look forward to seeing you Friday night at Knight Stadium for the Northern Nash versus Rocky Mountain Grit and Grind Nash County Championship game, and we wish you and the Knights best luck on Friday night, Coach. We'll see you Friday night.
Thank you, Shawn. I sure do appreciate it. We'll look forward to seeing you here Friday.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Daryl, we just heard my good friend, Coach Farriss, but
he said it best.
Something happened on the day we had to record that interview.
Yes.
Bring the Grit Grand fan base up to speed.
I had an allergy infection, and so I couldn't make the interview.
You couldn't make it.
So I couldn't make it.
Excuse absence.
Excuse absence. So
excuse
that's
absence.
But
I was told from Northern Nash, he ain't made the interview because he just didn't want to show up. They said, we ain't buying the allergic reaction, the allergies, all that stuff. We not buying. And they said, if you needed some extra healing power with the medication or the prescription that the doctor prescribed you, did not work.
Didn't work.
They said they got that Kelly green jersey, they got the gold jersey, they got the gold helmet, they got the green Northern Nash socks, they got a Northern Nash shirt. They said you could even go to the front of school and take a picture with your arm like this around the night.
And everything be fine.
And everything will be all right. Northern Nash, y'all see he sweating today. He is sweating today. But not only did we hear from our good friend, Coach Farriss, we had a chance to catch up with our other good friend, Coach Jason Battle, head coach of the Rocky Mountain Griffons, see how he's getting his Griffons ready to come into Northern Nash and try to win that Nash County Grit and Grind Championship for the first time in Rocky Mountain program history. Let's go hear from our good friend, Coach Jason Battle.
Welcome to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner. Daryl, with us this week, we have head coach of Rocky Mountain Senior High School, Coach Jason Battle. Coach Battle, welcome to the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We appreciate having you on, Coach. Coach, been a great year for Rocky Mountain over there. Been playing some good football. Just tell me from week one to where you guys at now, how you been able to keep the guys established and keep that game plan of playing that traditional Rocky Mountain style of football, which has always been good quality football for the city of Rocky Mountain?
Well, we're coming off a tough loss in which, you hate to lose, but it gives us a chance to refocus. Right now, we got in a rut of being complacent and feeling like when you walk on the field you're just supposed to win. And Hunt really made us refocus, and hopefully we'll have a better week of practice this week.
And Coach, just like you were saying, refocus. What are some of the things you're going to do this week in practice to basically get the guys ready for Friday night's game against Northern Nash?
Well, today was rough because we had to go inside. I didn't want to practice in the rain and lose 2 or 3 kids because they sick by Friday. So, today was kind of tough. Just being in the gym, they hate being in there. I hate being in there. But we've done it before, and again, you got a team full of seniors, so you're just hoping that your seniors show the type of leadership that you need when you have to make adjustments like that. And I think for the most part, sometimes dealing with injuries at the same time, it's kind of better to be inside where they're able to just kind of walk through things and see things more rather than being on the field and it's go, 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 go. So, we had to prepare a little bit different today, but hopefully we'll be able to get back outside tomorrow and do what we normally do.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have Coach Jason Battle, head coach of Rocky Mountain Senior High School football coach up here on the show. Coach Battle, one last question without giving out the X's and O's for Friday's night game, which will be for the Grit and Grind Nash County Championships. Rocky Mountain always find itself playing for the championship game. What's some things you're going to do to prepare the team mentally going into a game, knowing it's a big game where Rocky Mountain wins, they can bring home the Grit and Grind Nash County Championships back to Rocky Mountain Senior High School?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, nothing different. Like, I know it's a rivalry game, so emotions are high. The main thing is making sure that we understand that we have to play the game and not get caught up in the emotions of the game.
Right.
So it's tough. It's always tough for this game, but normally you don't have to do a whole lot to get them up to play, just because of the rivalry. You got to kind of calm them down so we don't do things that hurt ourselves.
That's right.
Because you get so emotionally involved. So that's really the biggest challenge for this week, is just understanding that we can't have 15-yard penalties, personal fouls, just getting caught up in the moment. We can't make it about ourselves. We got to make it about the team.
Well, thank you, Coach, for coming on the Grit and Grind Coaches Corner this week, and we look forward to seeing you and your Rocky Mount Senior High Griffons at Friday night at the Grit and Grind primetime game of the week. Best of luck to you on Friday night, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Daryl, we just heard from Coach Farriss and Coach Battle.
They both said exactly what needs to happen in this game. So this, like you said, this is our primetime game of the week, and
I can't wait to get there.
I can't wait.
Rocky Mount's looking to win a Grit and Grind Nash County Championship for the first time in senior high's career with the Grit and Grind Nash County Championship, and Northern Nash looking to defend it and win it for a third time.
Yep.
Big time game over there at Northern Nash, and the Grit and Grind will definitely be there. We're getting ready to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back for the Grit and Grind Quick Picks right on the Grit and Grind. You're watching the hottest and best high school football show in the state of North Carolina, the Grit and Grind, filmed at Studio 67 in CC.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the Grit and Grind, but before we get into the quiz piece, everybody's favorite segment. That's why we say this for this segment. There is some unfinished business that the Grit and Grind needs to tend to. Now, none on my end, no. My business is cleared. I'm done. I have no old business and no new business. But you got unfinished business because you don't need to go and take your time putting it on. All right. Turn to the side. Let them see that in on the side.
All right.
Coaches. We're gonna let them hold it. I'm not gonna make them have to go through the entire pick segment, making these picks. It may make them make some bad picks. So we're gonna give him a break over there. But he gonna hold the whole segment. But coaches, we told you he was gonna do it. We got something else he gonna do for y'all for the end of this year. It's coming. Daryl, let's look at some of these picks from last week. And once again, 10 weeks in a row. 10 weeks in a row.
Wrong.
Complete
we need a recount.
Dominance.
Mr. Producer Man.
10
we need a recount, Coach.
In a row.
18 and 13. Oh, no.
Please, production. What do we have?
Something wrong with the voting machine.
Ladies and gentlemen.
18, 13.
10 weeks of my dominance of these picks. Once again. And not only did I win this week like I done the other 9 before. Let's see what the overall record is in the picks. It's over. It's over. Shut it down.
I'm done.
I can't even throw a flag on it. I ain't even gonna throw a flag.
Let's just go with
Let's just go.
Let's go.
Rapid fire right here. We got girls flag football coming up there, and they're wrapping up their season just like a lot of teams are wrapping up their season this week before playoffs start. So we're gonna start with a team that's playing good flag football. They're undefeated. Southern Nash, Rocky Mount.
All right. Well, you know where I'm going. I'm going home. Southern Nash.
I'm going home. My son's home.
Okay.
Southern Nash. Not my home. My home.
Okay,
My
all right.
son's home. Our next one, Southern Nash versus Bedingfield.
Now, this is the second game.
Now, you going home.
Now, I'm going home, so I'm going Southern Nash for that second game.
And now, Southern Nash, my son's home, right?
Yeah.
Bedingfield, my home, right?
Yeah. So where you?
Southern Nash.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
5 birds. Lady 5 birds. Nash Central versus Bedingfield.
Oh, give me Nash Central. Who you? What? Come on.
Give me Bedingfield. Give me Bedingfield.
okay,
I'm going to go home. I'm not going to sneak out the back. Don't give me Bedingfield. Our next one, Daryl, is Nash Central Rocky Mountain.
Ooh, I'm got to go Rocky Mountain.
I got to go Rocky Mountain. I got to go Rocky Mountain on this. I got to go Rocky Mountain. Our next one, Daryl, will be Northern Nash versus Hunt. Flag football game. I'm going nice.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to think twice.
I'm
I'm going
nice
nice.
on this one as well.
And our next one will be Northern Nash versus North Johnson. I'm
This
sticking
is
with
second
Northern
game.
Nash. Second game. They
Second-
get a break. They get a break.
Second game, so give me Northern Nash.
I'm going Northern Nash. Now on the 5th of November, we got a few more games in the Raleigh area. Corn Holders versus 8th and Drives. Good flag football game. And guess what? Jolly Rogers told me, and Patrick told me, that the Lady Flag Football Pirates of Corn Holders are going to make the 8th and Drive Jaguars. Guess what? Walk the play. Give me Corn Holders.
All right, I'm going with your Corn Holders.
Our next one, Daryl, in Ladies Flag Football is Roseville versus Leesville Road. Good game again.
Lee, yeah.
Had a good flag game earlier this season.
Yeah, Justin did. I'm going Roseville, though.
I'm going with the Ville. Give me Roseville. I can't say the Ville because both of the Ville. Give me Roseville. Our next one down, Broughton versus Leesville Rose. Leesville Rose going to get a break. Then you're going to play Broughton.
I'm going Broughton.
I got to stick with the Caps because your boy gets down with the Caps. Give me Broughton for the win. And our next one down will be Millbrook versus Athens Drive, which will be the nightcap game for that.
I'm going to go Millbrook.
I got to go.
Go on Millbrook?
Sorry, Athens Drive, but I got to go. Never played a football team play like that. Miserable.
You.
Now it's time for some game picks on Friday night. There are the lights on Friday night.
All right,
and we
here we
got
go.
picks all around. James Rose versus D.H. Collins.
Give me Jade Rose.
Hey, got to go with Rose. Coach Glenn, we come to see you. James Rose.
Yep.
Panther Creek versus Apex Friendship. Big game right here.
Big time game in that
Playoff
area.
seating is on the line.
Seating, Apex Friendship right around the corner from Panther Creek. I'm going to go Panther Creek, though.
I'm going Apex Friendship. Sorry about that, cuz.
What?
I call you. Our next one, Southwest Edgecombe versus North Johnson. My favorite Cougar versus the Panther North Johnson last week.
Yep.
I didn't pick my Cougar for the first
And
time
what
all
happened?
season.
And what happened?
Won, I believe.
That's
They
what I
win,
just
they
said.
win.
I think they won.
I'm
I'm going Southwest
I
Edgecombe.
got to stick with them. I'm going back with the Cougars, man. I got to go with my favorite Cougar, Southwest Edgecombe. Our next game, there, WPA. Making that push.
Push, that's what
They're
they
making
said.
that push now.
That's what we talked about, that, hey, once they get in conference play, things will be a little bit better.
That's right.
And they're making that move. I'm going WPA.
I got to go WPA on this pick, Daryl. Our next one, Daryl, big game right here. Marlboro versus Kingston.
Big time game.
Marlboro pretty much has secured their seeding in playoffs.
Yeah.
They secured that they'll get a bye. Kingston right now is playing for playoff seed.
Right. Kingston is playing some really good football. They beat Green Central a couple
did.
weeks ago. I think they won last week.
They did.
This
Those
is
guys
gonna
100 wins.
Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge for Kingston because you're playing a great Tarboro team.
Great Tarboro team.
I'm going to go Kingston, though. What an upset. I'm going Kingston.
We do this every week.
I know.
We do this
I'm
every
going
week.
Kingston for the upset.
We do this every week. He picks somebody for the upset against Tarboro. Give me the Vikings of Tarboro. And Tarboro fans, jump on the chat and tell them y'all will leave the light on for them. Our next game down, Salabee House versus Washington County. The Panthers of Washington County got me a win last week. I stuck with them one more week.
Yep. I'm going Salabee Howard, though.
Eagles coming off a tough loss.
Yeah.
I'm going to Panthers of Washington County. Stick with them for a third week. Panthers of Washington County. Our next game down, big rivalry in this area. Bedfield versus Green Central. Battle Highway 58.
Yep.
Big time rivalry that I played in. Big rivalry between both these schools.
And both schools need a win. Green Central needs a good win.
They do.
I'm going to go Green Central, though.
Got to go Green Central.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Wilson's going to dig that trench. He's
Okay.
going to dig that trench. They're playing for playoffs. They got to get in. Our next one there, ACOT versus Southern Wayne. Remember, a few years ago, ACOT came in undefeated, and Southern Wayne stunned them that night on that season night.
They sure did.
Both of these teams did not have the season they really wanted to have, but if ACOT can maybe get another win, maybe they can make themselves a pick in the playoff projection where they get a road game.
Yeah. Give me ACOT.
Give me ACOT for this win right here. I got to go ACOT. Give me ACOT. I'm going to put my trust back at ACOT. Our next one there, Cornholders versus Millbrook.
Millbrook just playing some
Lights
outstanding football right now. And that defense.
Woo,
Coach Marshall got those guys playing great football right now.
Shout out to D coordinator.
Defense coordinator, shout out to him. I'm going Millbrook.
Millbrook versus my favorite school.
Yeah.
My favorite team, my favorite school. I got Patchy right there.
Patchy
I got
there.
my man Patchy I go talk to right here. What's going on, Patchy? I got Patchy right here. I got Jolly Rogers over here I talk to. Millbrook versus my favorite school.
What you got?
The school that I started Walk the Plank.
Yeah.
That movement, Walk the Plank. Hashtag Walk the Plank.
What you got?
One of my good friends, Coach Carl, good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine. Cornhole's playing for playoff seed.
Yeah.
Playing for seed. Gotta go Millbrook. Gotta go Millbrook.
Yeah.
Gotta go
Definitely
Millbrook.
gotta go Millbrook.
Gotta go. Nightdale versus East Wayne. This is rivalry.
This is rival. Good game. Again, another team. Throw out the record
Throw out the record
Don't
books.
matter.
Because this is a game for them.
Yeah. This is a game.
In that eastern part of Wayne County, this is the game.
This is the game. I'm gonna go Nightdale. I've been sticking with Nightdale all season long.
I'm not going to go against Coach Ward. I knew Coach Ward not playing that spread offense. Give me Nightdale for the win. Our next game, Daryl. Roanoke Rabbit versus Bun. If Bun can win this game, they solidify themselves as the outright conference champion. If something happens and they do not win this game and Roanoke Rabbit stuns them, they win a share of the title with Lewisburg.
Yeah. This is a big time game.
Big time game for Bun.
Because what you want to do, you got off that emotional win against Lewisburg.
You did.
You got to get refocused, ready to play. I'm gonna go Bun, but they got to be ready to play.
Bun, close game, by a touchdown. Don't sleep on Roanoke Rapids. Coach Line and Roanoke Rapids, a good team. Northwest Halifax versus Warren County. Is this the bounce back game for Warren County? Two good teams over there that call Roanoke Conference.
I think this is Coach VJ is going to have his guys ready to play, get them refocused again. They had a tough loss last week.
They did.
But I'm going Warren County for this.
I got to go Warren County Eagles for this pick right here, Darren. I got to go Warren County. Franklinton versus Vance County right here. Franklinton Red Ram.
Yeah, and this is
Ram
another
Nation.
game.
Stand up. That they all right over there. Stand up,
And
Ram
this
Nation.
is another game that's in that area, rival type game.
Right in that little pocket.
Right there in that little pocket. Throw the record books out. I'm gonna go Franklinton on this though.
Ram Nation. Stand up. Let's go, Franklinton Red Rams. I didn't bring my towel today. Ram Nation, stand up, get that win. Our next game down, Lewisburg versus Wade Prep. Two teams coming off a loss, both teams.
Yeah, just like what we said with Bun, same thing.
Emotional game.
Emotional game. So Lewisburg, I think Coach Lashley's gonna have those guys ready to play, refocus. You're playing Wake Prep.
And the Guardians.
You want to get a good win before you go into the playoffs.
Right, because you got that bye coming up.
So I'm going Lewisburg.
I got to go Lewisburg. It's hard for a good team to come off a loss to go into the playoffs. And I'm not saying it because Wake Prep probably will make the playoffs, but Lewisburg's going to get that bye.
Yeah.
I got to go Lewisburg. 71st versus Southview, a big game down there in the 9-1 down.
My second school, 71st.
That's his second school.
If I went to any school, it's going to be 71st.
Well, I thought it was going to be Warren County.
Well,
they'll tie. They'll tie. And that's it.
Yeah. But Nash County, but
You got about
71st. I just love the whole atmosphere, love the band, love the food, everything. So I'm going 71st.
I got to go 71st Falcons over this 71st getting that playoff push as they get ready to run through the playoffs and get a good game. Next game down. Let's go down and see your family.
Hope County.
Let's see your family.
Hope County.
See your family.
Road.
Let's go down to Hope County and see them fighting butts. Hope County versus Jack Brick. Big game.
Big time game.
Hope County needs this win.
Yeah.
This may could push them in. Like I said about ACOT, could give them a game where they could be a road team on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going to go Hope County and their quarterback, number 20, I think he's going to have a good game against Jack Brick. So I'm going Hope County in this.
I'm going Jack Brick.
You want Jack Brick?
I'm going Jack Brick.
Okay.
I'm going Jack Brick. Our next one down, Princeton versus Rosewood. Princeton, one of these teams that's probably headed to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Need another good quality win, playing the rival that's not that far from Princeton, Rosewood up there in Goldsboro. Big game right in this area.
A big time game. Give me Princeton on this one.
Give the Bulldogs a Princeton. Princeton, we're going to be reached out to y'all. We're coming to see you in a little bit. Our next game, Daryl. Southeast Raleigh versus South Garner.
Yeah.
Big rivalry up there in Raleigh.
Big rivalry.
Throw the record books out the window.
Again, another one. And Coach Campbell's going to have these guys ready. They had a bye last week.
They did.
Had a chance to regroup from that Cleveland loss.
They did.
Get refocused. I think
they're
they're going to have
this
ready to go.
Had Doug as the ground player.
I'm going Southeast Raleigh.
I'm going Southeast Raleigh. You could not pick a better time to have a bye week than last week for these guys. Give them a chance to get a bye, get ready for this game. Sanderson versus Mount Zion Christian Academy, the Mighty Warriors.
Ooh. I think Coach Buck's going to have the guys ready to play. I'm going Sanderson.
I'm going Sanderson. They're playing for playoff seed now,
Yeah.
where they want to see in the playoffs. I'm going Sanderson. Darrell Heritage versus Wake Forest. Same area, Wake Forest. One street divides both high schools.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Either you live on the Heritage side of Wake Forest, where everything's their heritage, or you live on the old school Wake Forest side.
That's it. And Wake Forest had a good win last week.
They did.
I'm going to go Wake Forest.
Heritage had a good win last week, but I'm going Wake Forest. Daryl, our next game, Enlow versus Roseville. Big game right here.
Big game.
Big test for Enlow.
Made the playoffs.
In the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They're projected to be in.
That's one of the check marks that they had. Check that off.
Roseville.
Roseville is playing some good football. I got to go Roseville in this.
I got to go Roseville for the win on this one. Give me Roseville. Our next one, Daryl. Broughton versus Leesville Road. Big game right here in the 919.
Leesville Road's been playing some good football.
Real good football.
But I'm going to go Broughton.
You going to go with the Caps?
I'm going with the Caps. I'm going Broughton.
RP.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go with the Caps. Give me Leesville Road. I'm going to do opposite. Give me Leesville Road. Do opposite. Nash Central versus American Leadership Academy, Johnson County.
I think Nash Central is... I'm looking at Nash Central, some of the games, scores. They was right in a lot of these
Every
games.
one of them.
Give me Nash Central on this. I think
Give me Nash
Central
Central, too.
Yeah.
If Nash Central can get this win, they can make themselves where they get in because they had a tough schedule with the RPIs. They get in and be a good road team. I'm taking Nash Central. Now, Daryl, another game up there in that 919 pocket. Throw the record books out.
Yeah, definitely.
Clayton versus Cleveland. A big game right here in this area. Everybody shows up for this game.
Big time game, but I think Cleveland's going to take care of business. Give me Cleveland on this.
Big time game, and I've been saying this is the game right here on Halloween. Could Clayton get a win? Give me the Cleveland Rams to win this game. Sorry, Clayton. No C-O-M-E-T-S. Give me C-L-E-V-E-L-A-N-D-R-A-M-S.
Okay.
Now, Darryl, it's time for our grit and grind marquee game right here. Hunt versus Fike. Throw the record books out.
Yep.
We could not make this pick, so we had to call in our good friend, Podcast Smitty, who hosts Quick Hits, to give us his take on this pick with a quick hit.
Coming back at you one more time, Eastern North Carolina and Grit and Grind podcast. Shannon Smith, a.k.a. Podcast Smitty, going to give you my guest pick for the game in the Wilson area. The Hunt Warriors versus the Fike Golden Demons. I got some good folks and some good family over in that Wilson area, so I know a little bit about this rivalry. I think this game is going to be very, very interesting. The Fike Golden Demons, they put up a good fight last week, but this is going to be a tough fight for them here. The Hunt Warriors, I think they'll be victorious in this game. Look for Dorian Jones, the sophomore running back, to have a big game. But the big factor to me is going to be that Hunt Warriors defense with C.J. Dickerson, the junior defensive tackle. Look for him to have a big game as the Hunt Warriors will win the game in the Wilson area over the Fike Golden Demons. Enjoy your high school football Friday. Thank you one more time to the Grit and Grind family for having me one more time to do your guest picks for this week.
Daryl, we just heard our good friend Podcast Smith, who hosts Quick Hits. He said he was taking the Hunt Warriors to win this game.
Oh, okay.
He said that's his pick right here for this game. Now, Daryl, you got a message before we get ready to make
Well,
this
yeah,
pick.
the
What was the
producer
message?
told me, Mr. Producer Man said I won't hold in the helmet right.
Right, so
for
please
Northern
adjust
Nash.
it.
So let me readjust so y'all can see the
They
end.
just text me.
It is.
They text me. They said we're not seeing the helmet held the correct way. Please correct that. They corrected that. Thank you once again, coaching staff, Northern Nash. Yes. Now, Daryl, right here, the biggest game is for the Grit and Grind.
Prime time.
Game of the week, also the Grit and Grind. Nash County Championship right here. Rocky Mountain, Northern Nash, run it back from last year when they both played for it. Great game last year. Went to overtime, but as we always say, that's history.
Yep.
It's all about Friday night, and this Friday night right with both of these teams. Daryl, so they're playing for our trophy. We said we could not make this pick.
Make that pick.
So let's go here once again from our good friend from Grit and Grind, Podcast Smitty. He gives you his quick hit on this pick right here.
Eastern North Carolina Grit and Grind Podcast. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Shannon Smith, a.k.a. Podcast Smitty, here with the guest pick for the Grit and Grind Nash County Championship, the Northern Nash Knights versus the Rocky Mount Griffins. Looking at the preview of this game, this is going to be a close one. Both teams have very strong running games, very, very strong defenses, but I think the passing game is going to be what will tell the story. Garrick Miller, the senior quarterback for Northern Nash, I think he'll be the difference maker in this game. Give me the Northern Nash Knights to win in a nail biter and become your Grit and Grind Nash County champions.
You just heard from Podcast Smitty.
Okay.
In a nail biter. Another one may go in overtime.
We talked about it earlier.
We talked about both of these teams are good.
Yeah, it went to overtime last year, and it came down to one play.
One play.
That it could have went either way.
Daryl, we just got all our picks in right here on the Grit and Grind. If you want to, please put your picks in the comment box. We love to see who your picks are in all our games that we pick right here in the Quick Pick segment. And we also need everybody to do us a favor. The Grit and Grind.
Yeah.
We coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
Post to post.
Post to post.
From Manio to Murphy. From Murphy to Manio.
Yep.
We all over North Carolina. If you do not see your helmet right here on the studio set of the Grit and Grind, reach out to Grit and Grind Podcast NC. Send us a message, and we will be glad to coordinate with your coaching staff, your administrative staff, your board of education, the alumni, anybody, the Athletic Booster Club, anybody to be able to get your helmet on this show because you do have a home on the Grit and Grind.
Always.
So if you feel like you don't have a home, you don't have a place, come talk to us and we will give you a home where we will showcase your school and your football team and also the other amazing things going on at your school. And also, Daryl, once you do that, go by Studio 67 NCC on Instagram and YouTube and subscribe so you can keep up with everything going on Studio 67. Last week we said we needed 12 likes. We got 13 likes. So this week, let's go for 14. Okay. Let's go for 14 this week. 14 people, smash that thumbs up. If you're watching live, give us a thumbs up right now to go ahead and start the count. Right there on Studio 67 NCC on their YouTube and Instagram. And guess what, Daryl?
What's that?
You're heading to this Nash County Grit and Grind Championship game. You're heading down to Wilson for the game.
Right.
Fike and Hunt. And you get caught in that little flurry of traffic. Right there between 264 and 64 with Zebulon, or some people like to say Zebulon.
Zebulon and Wendell.
There you go. Well, you get caught in that flurry of traffic. So you don't want to watch the Grit and Grind, but we do not encourage you to watch the Grit and Grind and drive. It's not safe. You could cause terrible problems on the highways of North Carolina by watching me and Daryl.
So what should we do?
You download the audio version of Grit and Grind right there on Studio 67 on Spotify and Amazon Music, and you get the entire show, same feel, same energy. You just don't see us live and in living color. You get the audio version. And also, Daryl, when you do that, make sure if there's anything you can hit a thumbs up for on that, give us a thumbs up on that. Let us know that you like that audio version of the Grit and Grind. Well, Daryl, we got a big game coming up on Friday night. All over. We're going to be checking in on that Hunt fight because we got some people who will be there to be letting us know how this go. We'll be letting people know how the Nash Rocky Mountain can go. And don't forget, Friday night, when the lights go off and the scoreboard goes off, the Grit and Grind will be live, giving you updates from the Northern Nash Rocky Mountain game with player interviews and coaches interviews that evening. But, Daryl, we could not leave without asking the famous question for the Grit and Grind. For a lot of teams last week to see this may be the last time they hear this, and not unless you're going into the playoffs. Do you have the grit?
And do you have the grind?
And we'll see you next week for round one of the playoffs with the Grit and Grind.